So I've decided that a great big fuck it is in order, and I've gone camping for a few days up in, it's called the Wattigan Mountains. I used to come up here as a kid. I can't sort of place where we were as a kid. Can't put it together. That area over there, that looks familiar. I'm going to go and do some exploring tomorrow. I remember there was a river down there, and we used to go catch tadpoles as kids and bring them back. And then Mum make us put them back when we left. Yeah, set up a camp. There's the car. Got the kettle there. He's on the shit. And I've got my Bible. Yeah, I thought when I got my Bible out, there it is. I'm up to Ephesians. I was listening to Pastor Lawson the other day, and he said Ephesians is about, well, he thinks Paul wrote it when he was in jail around, I think he said 90 AD. I'm not sure, I might have the date wrong, or it might be his age. Paul was really old, he was almost at the end, I think, when he wrote Ephesians. It's good so far, and it's got something to do with your spiritual bound to Christ, which is the one that, it's the only one, isn't it? It's the only one. Anyway, so it got me thinking actually with the Bible, that when I got it out, I thought, oh, if anyone is around, because there's another camper down there and there's a car there, so people obviously come here, but that's cool. And I thought, I should put the Bible away, because people think you're weird and you're strange, and you're a Bible thumper, and all it is I'm good, because God's good. I'm good, and I love the Word, and I can't get enough of it. It's a lot of the reason why I've come up here, so I can read it and get away from all that out there, because it's not nice, is it? Anyway, so we'll see how this campsite changes over the next couple of days, and I'll do a couple more videos as I go exploring and see what shit comes into my head. All right. And who's this little guy? Looks like some sort of pigeon. There we go. Just rocked up on the sus for food, no doubt, as animals always seem to be. Where do you go? Looks very sophisticated. When you see it close up, it was just up near that chair before. There it is. See if I can zoom in on it. The fire ban here today. I just had the purple monster here. He's a nice young fella. A bit of a chat. I've got to go for a bit of a drive tomorrow because there's no reception here, so I've got to go for a bit of a drive to see if I've got if it's a fire, what's it called, a fire ban again there tomorrow. I might have to buy a gas stove if it's another one, but he insists, he reckons it won't be. It was the first one in 6 weeks, worse luck. Pigeon's gone. No, he's over there. I can't get the phone up. Brett's camping adventures. There's one other person here. There's that other person. I haven't seen any sign of life. Just that blue tent I showed you earlier. No sign of life. Just a tent down there. Alright. Well, they are a gross bird, these bush turkeys, but this one's all over me. Like, it's seriously that close. Like, she is just there, and it's just cruising around my campsite, just pecking around, looking for food. It's gross. Bush turkey head. I lost my car keys. I couldn't find my car keys, and I had to strip through the whole campsite this morning. It's all changed, and I found them after about an hour searching and just panicking, because I'm up here in the Netherlands, and but my trip's back on, my camp trip's back on. I found my keys. I'm so stoked. It was just, I was pulling my hair out for a few hours there last night looking for them. But dumb me, I put them in a good spot and I found them. There's a currawong here as well. Bush turkey's just got under the table there. There's a currawong here as well. And currawong's sort of like looks a little bit like a cross between a magpie and a crow. and it's tame as this thing, and it's just looking for food as usual, as animals always are. Um, and the interactions I'm having with it, I'm hoping to get a few videos of it today. If it rocks up, I'll see if I can get my video all working to get it on camera. But this thing's unbelievable. It's trying to steal shit. That's where I thought my keys went. I thought my keys went to. I thought the Currawong stole my keys because it was on my campsite. It literally hops around my campsite just trying to steal shit. I remember back in the day, back when I was playing golf. I remember they were really attracted to shiny things, and they used to steal your ball. Like no joke, you'd hit the ball at the middle of the fairway, and crow would come and steal it because it's bright, and it'd just fly off with your ball. It was just depressing. So that's what I thought it was doing. So I put my beer lids out. I was putting all my beer lids out and trying to catch its eye and see if it can, just keep itself, because it was clearly not going away. It was obsessed with staying here and trying to steal my shit. So I put these beer lids out, and no, it wasn't interested in them. But turns out it just wants for food. It's going for food because lately last night it just literally stole like half a dozen bread rolls. I had these 6 bread rolls on the ground, and it literally it had them. And I turned around and I started chasing the bastard and everything. And I've seen it. It's here this morning. I've seen it a few times. It's back, terrorising me again. If it comes back, I'll switch on the video. Hoping to do some bushwalking today. I may have to go back into town to get some ice. But I'm hoping to get some bushwalking done. But I think the ice will be the first priority, as well as knowing if this fire ban's lifted. There's a lot more campers here now. So yesterday, remember I just had that person down there in the blue tent. I don't know if they're still there. There's no sign of that. Got all these people over here that moved in. There's about half a dozen people there. It looks like that van there got there in the middle of the night. And then there's a big new campsite up there. It looks like there's probably about 10 to 20 people there. And there's another guy right up the end there. So there's quite a few more people here, but there's no one around me. I'm fine. Most of them have talked to me, and they all seem quite nice. So I might go and have a beer with them, like campfire or something. We'll wait and see how all that goes. Yeah, fire ban today though. That's the big one. So hopefully I'll see one of these other people building the fire and lighting mine. If they do it, I'm going to do it too. But if not, about 9 o'clock I'm going to go in and check out the internet, which is about 10 k's in, I think. All right. Okay, here it is. The little smart ass. It's been trying to steal my shit the whole time I've been here. It lands on my esky, it's landed on my tent, my car, and I've put this bread out for all the birds, and here it is, just making an ass of itself. I'll try this. Every time I've done this so far, it freaks it out. Come here, mate. Come on, come on. Yeah, look at it. Look at it. I think it's just going to stay there and eat them all. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. He's back. Smart ass. He's just in the hot plate. There he is. Off with the bread. Last time I did it, I put out 2 slices and I put it up into little bits, and I got it out for all the birds, and it just literally took them all. And then right at the end, all the other birds realised it was there, and they're all bickering over it. And of course I didn't have my camera right. Look how close it is. There, look at it. Big, smart ass Currawong just looking at me. And I've been here a couple of days so far, but the whole time I've been here, it's just trying to steal my food. I thought it was trying to steal like my just anything bright, because that's what crows and currawongs used to do back in the day when I used to play golf. They'd steal your ball. Like, you hit your ball down the fairway, and because it was a bright thing, they come and steal your ball. I remember my old man, he used to run up the fairway, go, "Oi, oi, oi." Didn't like losing a golf ball, the old man. It's currawongs just going to eat all of it again. And there's all these other birds I want to show. There's this beautiful blue one. There's two white ones, and the white ones are scared of the currawongs, but the blue ones seem to have something over the currawongs, even though they look like the white ones. So it's all very interesting. And then when they all interact together, they all start making these strange bird noises. Hello, sweetheart. Why don't you come and... Every time I do this, he flies away. He just gets disgusted. Hello, darling. Why don't you come and talk to me? Come on. I can give you a nice big stroke on the back. I can stroke your back and go, ah. Oh. See, he doesn't like it. Doesn't like it when I talk dirty to him. This is fun. I'm camping. There's birds. I've got a fire. Even though I've put the fire out for now, but those guys over there, that campsite over there, there's a bloke who just keeps coming over and talks to me. He just comes over and says, "G'day," asks me how I sleep. He's a nice guy. And it's funny, his name's Paul. As I'm reading all these books of the New Testament, I got through Ephesians, and I think I got through Colossians. A few more people arriving here. Got through Colossians, and I think I'm up to Thessalonians now. And it's funny, all these books, and his name's Paul, and he keeps coming over to say hello. And yeah, I think these people are going to camp next to me somehow. I think we're seeing the dynamic of my trip change before our eyes here. A couple of utes, look very dirty. Yeah, and he come over and asked me how I slept and all that, and yeah, this is good. And I've got this little, I'll show you, I bought this little battery pack for my devices. Here it is here. So that's it there. It's called what's it called? Power Tech Plus. And those three lights indicate how much power's left. So this one's 8,000, whatever the unit thing it's called. And what I can gather is your phone or whatever device, it's 2,000 per charge. Now this thing was $50, and it come with it's got a capacity of 8,000, so you can charge your devices up 4 times. You can see I've got 3 lights left there. But the thing with this one is it's solar powered, so that black thing, see that, all those lines, it's a solar panel. And so far it's standing up. I've had full charge so far of 2 devices. It's on 3 bars. You see there, I put it on charge in the sun. You see that light there just under the S on plus? It's half green. I'm pretty sure that means it's charging because it's solar powered. But the thing is, it's just not going down. So if you ever, I don't know, I'm starting to think this thing's the goods. It really is. It's not gimmicky. It seems to, the charge available seems to be not going down. So that's good. It's got a few TV shows here I can watch. The Bible to read. It's all good. I think these blokes are staying somehow. No birds. All the bread's gone. The bloody currawong took it all again. That's alright. I've got a couple of loaves there. I've backed too much bread. Got lots of firewood now. Got all that before. Those pine cones. Pine cones are really good to start the fire. Kindling behind it, a couple of big logs there. I'm set. It's the birthday tomorrow. Got lots of beer, got lots of firewood, lots of food. And it's all good. It's all good. Things are good. So these birds, I reckon there's about 10 of them around here. And I don't know how territorial they are. I don't know whether they just hang around this campsite or whether they're annoying the others or not. But not annoying, the currawong certainly is, but the rest of them are fine. The obligatory bush turkey, of course. And I was talking to another camper before, and she said no, she hasn't seen the currawong. So I found that interesting. So what I'm going to do is I've got these 2 bits of bread here, and I'm going to go here, I'm going to sprinkle them out front, and we're going to see if any birds come. You can see the fire band's been lifted. I assume it has, because I saw other people lighting their fires this morning, and they come after me. So I assume that means the fire band is off, and there's been no problem. The monster is nowhere to be seen. So we shall see how this pans out. The currawong's here, first to arrive, and look at it. Look at the thing. What a prick of a thing it's got. 2, and it just can't wait to fit more in. First to arrive, there it is. You prick of a thing. Don't know whether it's a smart ass one. It looks like it is because it's getting close. All the bread's thrown out this time, so maybe it won't take it all at once. Last time I did this early this morning, just here it goes. See, it just takes 3, so it picks up the 3rd one. Let's see how many it takes. 1, 2, 3. I don't think it likes it, does it? It's just obsessed with it. 4, 5, and off it goes. Birds. So we've got 2 currawongs there. 1, 2, and then a 3rd. And they've got one of these blue ones that I haven't got on camera yet. One of those little... Where is it? Just next to the stump here. Where is it? No, it's gone. There's always a currawong. These currawongs, they are smart little bastards. Look at this one on top of the stump. Just... It knows what I've got, right? So what I'm doing is I've got all this bread. There's the blue one. Skipping away there. I haven't seen him on camera yet. And there's a little whitish one. There it goes, behind the tree. Alright, so what I'm going to do, last time I did this morning. I threw out some bread, and it was just this prick of a currawong, but there's more currawongs today. They're alright, they're good company. Just wish they'd stop trying to steal my shit. Like seriously, it's like there's been this one currawong, it just keeps stealing my stuff. I've seen it on my campsite a few times. I look around, and it's like standing on my esky. Like I look around, right, and it'd be standing on my esky. It'd be standing on my beanbag. It'd be anywhere. Just stood on my tent the other day. Anyway, all right. So we'll throw out this bread, and all these birds are there. You see, that's the little white one there. I haven't got on camera yet. Where is it? There it goes. And they've all just flown away. How wonderful. Just as I'm about to throw out the bread. Alright, I'll throw it out. Because they're always watching me. Because they're obsessed with food. And I'll see what the outcome is. I'll keep it running for a second or 2. See if any of them know what I just did. You don't want to see my pollutions, do you? That's the problem with them, right? That's like, when I've got the camera out, they're nowhere to be seen. But they'll be back. Here we go, day 3. I didn't do a video yesterday, I just plain forgotten. Plus I'm having a crisis with my devices. My charger thing didn't stand up. I went to bed last night, I had 3 bars and it's just dead today, so I'm conserving power, which is okay. Got through a lot of the Bible. I'm up to Hebrews now. It's doesn't use power either, the Bible, which is great. So I'm pretty confident by the time I leave. I've kind of made it a goal that at least get to Revelation, maybe finish it. I don't know, but I'm really into it. It's funny though, because a lot of verses are standing out to me and really speaking to me, but I sort of can't, and I can't mark it. Well, I can mark it, I suppose, but then I've got to mark my Bible, but I can't because I've got no internet, and Yeah, and a lot of the words, it's crucial. A lot of the scripture, you think, what's that word mean? You know, God hates this word, and it's one of those olden day words, and it's all a bit difficult. Anyway, but I'm loving reading it, and I've just can't wait for the 3 Johns. I don't know, I've always wondered about them. Anyway, so it was packed here last night. So up here, just past this tree, up in that area. I'm pretty sure I camped there as a kid. I remember being right at the top, and there was no grass. I'm pretty sure that was it. It looks pretty familiar. And then all the way up there was like one campsite there, another there, and there's another guy right up the end up there. A few people sort of dropped in a van. 2 different people in a van dropped in there. Down there was pretty crowded. I'm pretty sure that's where the party was. I sort of go to bed about 7:30 or so, and there was a party cranking, and I'm pretty sure it was going to come down from there. Not complaining, like, we're camping. If you want to come here and party, that's cool by me. But yeah, and I slept like a log last night. It was good. Speaking of logs, got lots of firewood. So collected all that. Found this stash of that comes in really handy, because with that you can sort of do, I don't know, maybe toast 3 times, coffee 3 times, like 6 times. You can do like little fires like that, so you can have a cuppa and stuff, and you don't need to use your main log. So I've got 4 main logs. I've got that one there, that's my main one. That was there when I got here, and then that one's burnt, charred. I went to another campsite, got that one, and that one's pretty burnt as well. But they're sort of my mainstays. I might get rid of those tonight. I forgot to mention too, today's my birthday. Happy birthday me. I'm 45 today. 45. Can I turn this around? I'll show my face. Over here. 45, that's my 45-year-old face. Anyway, pine cones, they're really good. Really good to start a fire. Really good. This stuff here, this is gold. This is going to be gold. So talk about your coffee and all that with this. This will do both. This can be like a mainstay of a fire, and also you can use it just a few of these little chips, and you have a cup of coffee and stuff. I like these ones here because they sort of, like, after the fire started, you know, it's a fire now, you throw those on. They're sort of like your medium size, and these are the ones you sort of hurry on after you get a light. We had rain here this morning. I was quite proud of myself. I started my fire. There's my fire there. I started my fire this morning while it was raining. I thought, oh, I'm getting this shit. I'm really enjoying it, eh? I just think to myself, I don't know, just, this is life. Like, this is where this matrix, they call it the matrix, comes in. Like, I was thinking to myself the other day that my brother lays bricks. So he's sort of like, because he lays bricks, he's like a, you know, he's not really looked up to in society. He's just a lowly bricklayer, you know, and he can fix shit. Like, my brother can fix shit. Like, if things go wrong, in like physical things go wrong, I just go and ask him, and quite often he can fix things. He fixes, his heater stopped working, he fixed it, and he's really good with his hands. And you just think, if there was no such thing as money, which there shouldn't be, because money's just not real. It's just, well, you know, anyone else awake, we all know what money is. But if there was no money, we'd all be just left to our own devices, and then that's how the world we can create. And it's not centralised. And people like my brother, I mean, he would thrive. Like, you think he can build your house, he can fix things, he can build things, he's handy. Anyway, it's sort of, it just, the whole, it's fake. And I just reckon I could do all right in this sort of thing. Like, obviously you need to eat, and then I've got to kill animals, and I don't know, that you know, but I think I could do it. And anyway, I'm probably getting carried away with some camping, and it's my birthday, and, you know, it's a good birthday. It's a good birthday. So I went into town today. I went into Cooranbong. Cooranbong's a place full of Seventh-day Adventists. Worked for Seventh-day Adventists at Sanitarium for about 10 years. Good people, quality people. We differ greatly with our faith. I think it's a little bit strange, and I think it's strange that they all assemble together. Certain other group that we all know do that as well, and I just think it's strange behaviour, and the way they just go to I don't know, go to just ground on this Sabbath thing. I just can't see where that's in the Bible, but if anyone can point that out, that'd be great. But anyway, so this is a lot of memories in my life. So this is the hot plate. So we used to come up here when I was a kid. My mum and dad used to bring us up here when I was a kid. Well, I'm at a place called the Waddingon Mountains in New South Wales. And when we used to come up here, and the old man still got the hot plate. I asked him the other day for it, and there it is. There's the hot plate, and it's a ripper. It's a ripper. That's no gas heater. I'm just doing it all on the fire and the hot plate. It's fabulous. And that's his billy. Still got Dad's billy. Look at that. That's from all those years ago when he probably had it way before me. And his axe. I broke his axe. Yeah, I broke his axe. Look at that. So I went down into town today into Cooranbong, and I got the axe. Brand new one. I'll give it to the old man. He probably won't want it. He'll want me to. He'll want to fix this one. I thought about burning the handle, but no, he'll get the shits because I didn't let him fix his axe. That's how my old man rolls. You can have that one, Dad, but no, he'll want to fix that one. Yeah, that's how he rolls. Got some ice. Yeah. So, and there's a tree down there that's been felled. So I used the axe today to break that up. So I've got some really good wood there. It's given off some nice heat, that fire. It hasn't been lit for a few hours, and it's given off some nice heat. It rained here yesterday. Last night I woke up at around 4, and it was raining when I woke up, and had to light the fire. I had my toast and cuppa, but it was okay. It's really nice now. Sort of, you look up into the trees, like it's a camping area, so it's quite sparse, the trees here. But where we're going to go now, I'll give you more of a sort of visual of what the place is like. It's bringing back all the memories. There's the sun's out. For anyone like me, that sun, where it is right now, he's really interested with where things are in the sky. I'm in the New South Wales of Australia. And it's it's my birthday, so we're halfway now between the equinox and the solstice, and that sun is basically directly over me, just west. And that every day I've been here, it's been directly over me each day. So if the sun, so it's on its way now to the Tropic of Cancer. That's the one up north, isn't it? I don't understand how it can be all that way north of this when I can see it. I can see it directly over me. And during the summer here, the sun, during the solstice at Christmas time, the sun rises south of east, just south of east, but it definitely rises south of east. So if you do a sort of projection on the map, if it keeps that sort of tracking, it comes from about Auckland, New Zealand. And then it comes over us and it goes directly over us again, and then it swings sharply to the southwest. The sun sets in the southwest during the solstice. So it comes from New Zealand. I've sort of tracked it on a map. It comes from New Zealand, Auckland, and then it comes straight over me on the coast of New South Wales. And then it sort of tracks up to Darwin, and then it just starts straight back down towards Perth. So to me, doesn't that mean it's coming from the south, you know, the apparent Antarctica, and it's going to the south? I don't know, there's more going on with all this than I reckon. The Earth's not a globe, that's for sure. That's a nonsense. And the reason why they hide that truth is because they don't want to know us the truth, because they know who it will get us closer to. And that's our man Jesus, isn't it? All right, so I wandered down here because there was a group of people camping here. They arrived just after me, and I thought, I remember this area as a kid. I definitely camped here with Mum and Dad as a kid, and it was all grass. And I thought, oh, it's nice. And there's a guy here. His name was Paul. Probably still is. Name's Paul. Funny. Hey? Anyway, his name's Paul, and he came up and said hello to me every morning, and he was quite a nice guy. And this is where he was camping, so they had these tents sort of set up there. But look at that for a fire pit. So you sort of see the different places, because having a fire here, it's encouraged. That's why we come here. That's a fire there, and you got this great big pit here. Look at that. Look at that. So I don't know where you get the wood, because wood's pretty hard to find around here. But you get that stuff I've got. If you bring an axe and stuff, it's a bit extra work. But that's just got heat coming off it. Oh, you poke around, it's not, there's no red, but there's heat. There hasn't been a fire here in a few days, I don't reckon, but there's heat coming off it. There's been some big fires there. And there's another one here. And check this out. I know now, I remember now why I loved this so much as a kid. It's just, it gets absolutely beautiful down here. I haven't done the, one of the Purple Monster man, he told me there's walks here. I think there's a 4K one, he said. So I'm going to suss that out tomorrow, because it looks like this is probably part of the walk here, but you come down and you sort of, you look up and it's, getting, and the atmosphere just changes. I guess because you're in this enclosed area, like canopy, and so you look up and it's just all, trees. And that's the river down there. It goes into Dora Creek. I went over Dora Creek this morning when I went to Cooranbong to buy the axe and ice. It gave me good perspective because it runs down that way. The river runs down that way. So you come to this bridge. I remember this bridge as a kid. Mum and Dad used to just let us run wild as they did. It was a good time to be alive. The 70s and 80s, like to grow up. It was, could imagine growing up. Man, isn't that nice? Look at that. It's beautiful, isn't it? And that's probably the walk they're talking about. I think I'll do that tomorrow. It's looking like I'll probably go home Thursday, Friday. I'm not sure yet, one of those. But I'm definitely not going to go before then, unless the weather just, turns on its head. You look down there, that's the river. It's funny, because it's. I look at this, and because the ground's up there, and the ground is there, that all that at one point had to be water. Otherwise the ground would meet, right? Makes sense? So all that at one point has been water. So where I am now, it's all been a rushing torrent. Just can't get enough of that. Yeah. So we'll walk back up. That's about all I've got to say, I think, at the moment. I've got a fair bit to say. I want to talk about, I'll probably do it in the next few videos. I want to talk about, I've looked into the whole Jimmy Savile thing, and it's funny, when you talk to people about it, they just write it off and they just say, he was an evil, vile man. And you look into it and you see all these photos where he was with world leaders. Photos with Margaret Thatcher, with the royal family and all that. And it just gets me wondering. This is how my mind works. It just gets me wondering that that they're all in on it. And not only are they all in on it, that's why they're where they are. Because they wouldn't be where they are if they weren't like that. And they didn't want to participate in such vile evil. I had a realisation once, long before I found Christ, and way before I awoke, and long before Christ, that Catholic priests, oh, look at this wood here. Whew. I reckon I should come down and get it. Check it out. This is where I was saying the party was last night. That's some decent wood, isn't it? Whew. I wouldn't need to look for any more. Have to think about that. Not much to think about. There's no one here now. This is the camp area now. That's my side up there. You see the car. The car should be in that shot now. Yeah, but it got me when I realised this thing that Catholic priests, they don't become pedophiles while they're at the church, or a couple of bad people, haven't joined the church. They've joined the church and they're a part of the church because they are pedophiles, and that's what the church is. I mean, anyone who knows anything about all this religion stuff knows what the Catholic Church is. So to me, England, you see, I'm sort of a little bit lost for words, because England is just, if that's the case, it's just, it's just lost, isn't it? It's completely and utterly lost. I've always thought, well, I've thought the last year or so that America's the battleground. America's Babylon and the battleground at the same time. But England, and you look at that Theresa May and her eyes, and when she talks at the UN, she just looks like some sort of, I don't know, just some sort of praying mantis, doesn't she? It's just in those evil, wicked eyes, and you see Macron doing the devil horns, and Trump telling him to put them down, and I don't know. And in Australia, we're part of England, aren't we? We're part of that Commonwealth thing, so we're complicit. I mean, we've got a space agency, and our Australian of the Year last year was some quantum physics nonsense woman. Of course, it was a woman because here in Australia, you're no one unless you're a woman at the moment, and women are just absolutely perfect. You hear me ranting now. It's my birthday. This is why I've come up here. I just can't deal with it. Can't deal with it, and I've just got to be really careful that nobody sees me reading my Bible. It's just, where are we? What is this? But I know answers are coming to me. I keep reading the Bible, and I keep listening to others, and listening to other people's testimonies, and videos about people and the Word of God. And I don't know. You just keep going, and your faith goes stronger. I think because you can't retreat back into the world. You just can't. That's the thing you want to get away from. But we're all spirits, and we're all put here by God for a reason. What that reason is, I'm not sure. Is it to show us something? Is it to do with the fall? Would we all fall with the fallen ones? And that's why we're here, because something happened in heaven. I'd shudder to think I did that. I can't imagine I would, but who knows? Who knows what all this was? But anyway, we're back at the campsite. My video skills have probably been a little bit lax the last couple of moments as I've been deep in thought, dribbling shit as I do. It's nice though, isn't it? I reckon looking at that sun, I sound like one of those expert old guys. It's probably about, I don't know, it's probably about 2 o'clock, something like that. But it's nice. If you ever get the chance and you think you'll like it, go out and do it. It's just, it's really good. It's really good. You just fill your days with, if you don't bring a gas stove, how do I get my fire ready, and how do I make sure it's all ready, and you go out and enjoy and have a few beers, and it's good. It's a really good way to spend a week, and I'm really glad I'm here. So happy birthday to me. And I should make another video if my phone doesn't go dead tomorrow. There's something happening with the currawongs for sure. They're just everywhere, and they're making their noises. You can no doubt hear them. And here's this bloody tree it hangs in. First branch. There it is. There it is, very vocal. And then there's another one. No, you heard that one just fly over. And then there's that one there. Have I got it? The brown thing's just above the brown things. There it is. That one there. There's another one just ahead of me. Just to that hideous tent over there. I can't smell the tent, by the way. I went and sussed it out, and it just stunk, but it didn't stink after a few metres, so it's, there's nothing in it. Weather's changed here. I assume it's not chemtrails. This is sort of what I was saying before about the sun. You can sort of see the sun behind the clouds at the moment, but we'll see how we go. But you see this tree, so that's my bin, that's my empty bin bottle just in front of me, and that tree there is about 2 metres in front of me. And I'll veered right back here, go right back. Right back, right, so that's about 2 metres in front of me. So that tree's just over my fire, so that one's probably about 4 metres away from me, I suppose. So they're not square on to where I'm sitting. Anyway, we go to the middle of those trees, and we go straight up into the air, and we look straight above us, straight above those 2 trees, we can see up in that canopy there is the sun. I don't like to do it too much because you see there's the sun right there, right? So the sun's just over. Basically it's above me. It's so close to being above me it's not funny. It'd have to be back towards me about just a little bit to be directly above me, but it's directly above me and it's not even we're halfway to the solstice, so it's gonna be really interesting to see where it goes this summer. I'm gonna keep my eye out this summer like never before. Now the mongoose, these currawongs, one just like basically swooped me. Oh, I don't know. So here's where I'm up to in the Bible. I'm up to John. I don't know how to focus it, but basically it's John, so it's not the gospel like it's the 1, 2, 3 John. I don't know all the difference, but there's been some verses that's really stood out to me. What was the one I just read? 1 Peter, then 2 Peter. 2 Peter was like, my goodness gracious me. What's this one? What a way to enter a chapter. So it's the book of 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 22. It's the last verse of the chapter, and it's talking about people who, something I mused over earlier when I went for my walk, people who find God but still live according not to God, and that's what this is talking about. So I'll read 21 first. So it goes to give a bit of context. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than, after they have known it, to turn from the holy commandment delivered to upon them. So I guess that's us now. Well, that's how we are, but we haven't done this, we hope. Because who knows, but we try our best. And then verse 22, but it is happened unto them according to the truth of a proverb. Now get this. The dog is turned to his own vomit again, and the sow that was washed to her, now get this, wallowing in the mire. My goodness gracious me. This is King James. Mum and Dad got me the King James. This is my old Bible I used to have as a kid, so it's seen better days. That's the back of it. That's my sexy thumb. And then that's the front of it. So it's been in some sort of painting incident at some point. So obviously I've had it stored, and I've taken no notice of this. This is my first real crack at the Bible. The last, I don't know, sort of this last year or so, but this last few months I've had a real go on. I'm just about through the New Testament. But yeah, the Bible, it's seen better days. I was having a look at it earlier actually when I was a kid. I remember there used to be a map in it. So I used to sit in church, and I'd just be bored shitless because I didn't know what was going on, and we had to go. And me and my brothers were adventurous kids. We used to come to places like this and just explore, And I remember as a kid I was just fascinated by this map, and I used to so I was always good at geography. I've always been good at geography, and I just hope it's all real. I bet it's not, but anyway, I'm good at the geography they told me to memorise. But yeah, I've always been fascinated by it, and you can sort of see, and you can I remember this as a kid, see this bit here where that's me picking at it as a kid, because I was just so bored and I just couldn't look at any other page except for this one, because it was just this fascinating map. But it turns out, all these words are just quite incredible, aren't they? It just keeps hitting me like between the eyes. I'm not sure where to go after Revelation, because right now I'm in that I can't put it down type mode. So I'm quite confident I'll get through this quite soon. And you've obviously got to read it over and over and go back to it, and as you grow in Christ and as your life matures as well. But I'm not quite sure where to go to after this one. Sort of might just take stock just for a minute or two and just remember what I've read and how much has changed. It's an incredible change that comes over your life. It's quite profound.
Anyway, it looks like the currawongs have... Oh, this is the one up there. I don't know if you can see it. Can't be bothered veering in on it. But he's up there. With his bloody golden eye just staring at me.
Day 4 of Brett's big camping trip. So I've gone out and done the bushwalk this morning, and you can see I've gone into a waterfall. This is the steps you sort of walk down. You see all the how it gains moss up there. It's really, really nice. It's very touristy where I am. It's like I'm hardly off the beaten track. It's very family friendly and stuff. And I remember I used to come here as a kid, but it's camping, and I've got no gas stove. My fire was good again this morning. A few new arrivals in the campsite. We've had this lady, I think it's a lady, could be a man. It's a man's hipster without a beard, with a bike on the front of their van, solar panel on the top. They look all nice and organised. And had this Dutch couple. Well, I think they're Dutch, going by listening to their voices. They're not listening. They're not exactly quiet. It doesn't worry me. Anyway, each their own. They were having a bonk this morning, and I just first heard it. She was like making, like girl sex noises, and she stopped. And I thought, oh, that was quick. And anyway, it started again, and yeah, on and on it went, and eventually he started making a few noises, and then eventually just stopped. I thought, all right, that's that. Sort of 5 minutes out, they stumbled out of the tent like nothing had happened. It's just bizarre that I don't know, just put all your business out there like that. But anyway, maybe they were ignorant, maybe they wanted to flaunt it. I don't know. That's each their own, eh? Now, I'm pretty sure, if memory serves me correct, that down here there might be a meeting of waters. Yes, here it is. So yesterday, the river I'm staying on sounds all nice and exclusive, doesn't it? That's the one that comes up from my left here. So that's that river. So it is feeding into this next main river. So I would say this river goes down to Dora Creek here to my right. See this? Well, no, because that's feeding back into that one there, isn't it? So Dora Creek must be down that way, which is the exact opposite to what I thought, which is normally my way. I cannot find my way out of a paper bag. I've just got no sense of direction at all. None. Apart from like looking up at the sun and sort of almost doing it now. So I sort of stand here, that's straight up there, and there's the sun there. So it's almost directly above us again. I only assume I'm going to watch it this summer. I'm really interested this summer. Whether it actually goes to the south of it while it's directly above us. Because that would be just nonsensical, wouldn't it? Now, look at that. Isn't it beautiful? So a bit of a Bible update. I might go down this way a little bit, see what we can find. This all runs down, doesn't it? So I think this is probably the zenith of it all here. But anyway, we'll walk up here, see what's up here. Yeah, so I read Hebrews this morning, and that correct me if I'm wrong, but that was Paul speaking to the Jews, and the Israelites and the Jews are the same people in the Bible, are they not? It's talking to those Jews, those Israelites who don't reject Christ, because that's what's up with the Jews, isn't it? They reject Christ. That's why what happened when Jesus was alive. That's how he come to end, wasn't it? Because they didn't believe him. And I guess there's a real confliction there if you're a Jew and you believe all the Old Testament and you you believe the New Testament too, it can be difficult. So I reckon Romans would be a really special book for people in that situation, as it was for me. I got plenty out of Romans, and I just finished. Oh, it was only a short book, just after Romans, the one just after James. James, that's very interesting, isn't it? It's a that book really vibes. I really vibe that book. Yeah, it's sort of. I wonder sometimes. I don't go any further there. It looks like it's the end of the walk, if there is a walk. I think it's just a well trampled track. I think this one. Yeah, it's. My phone just gave me a low battery power error. It's 100% faith, isn't it? It's got to be 100% faith, and that faith can't be wavering. And then you start to wonder about, well, if you sin, whatever sin might be, if you sin after you're saved, is that a worse sin than the oblivious people? I guess the Gentiles. Does that become a more of a sin, and if it's premeditated, and because we all have our trials and tribulations, and we all have our needs of the flesh, don't we? And we are here, and I don't know. Have you ever asked yourself about sin in the Bible, and you can't understand why it is sin and why you can't do it? This has helped me through that. These books of this Bible's really started to help me through that. Particularly Hebrews. I got a lot of this sort of nourishment out of Hebrews. It was a pretty damn good book. I forget where I was. Have you ever? I think it's gone. Anyway, when I watch this back, I'll go, damn, I was onto something there. So I think I might get it finished. I'm not sure. I'm not sure when I'm going home. It might be Wednesday. I'm not sure. So I think I'll get to Revelation today and maybe even read it tomorrow. So that's the plan at the moment. But I think what I was saying before was, have you ever asked your question about about why your current day sin, or your sin in the flesh, is why it is sin? Because it does seem fairly, I don't know, like we are created with this affliction, but yet we can't act on this affliction even though it doesn't hurt anyone else. But it seems to be the whole hypocrite thing. I think you've got to be, because another thing I got out of it there this morning was that no faith is, there's no point to you having faith if you haven't got works. So that's another interesting concept as well, isn't it? So, and if you are doing works, you have to be true to yourself and true to what you're preaching, I guess, what you're trying to minister. And I don't know. So I think all of that sort of stuff, it's starting to roll in together nicely for me, even though it's difficult. But Paul speaks of his struggles, and I don't think he does it from a selfish point of view. He does it from a point of view of, this is sort of what we have to do. So running desperately low, this is what we have to do to deliver God's power and God's message. You see that down there? I just noticed that. I think you see that log that's laying on the ground. We used to go down there as kids. Mum and Dad would just let us just run. And my older brother he had a good sense of direction, always got us home. We used to just run, playing there. I remember this pond I've been up here, and this pond's been full. I've swum in it. I've swum in this pond before. And a whole bunch of other kids had swum in this pond. Yeah. A lot of the water over there, I guess it's normal. It's always been like this, but there's not a lot of water there, is there really? Does that indicate we need rain? I guess so. I don't know. It all looks green. I don't think it could not be green here. It's absolutely beautiful. So yeah, running very low on power. So I may get one more video tomorrow. I don't know, but this is me for Brett's camping adventure for today. Out. Yep, here we are. Revelation. Don't think I can get that focus. Anyway, the first verse.
of Revelation. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him to shew. First thing, I'm not sure what shew means. I don't think it matters that much. To shew unto his servants things that must shortly come to pass, and he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John. So even just in that verse there's a lot. So I ask, what's an angel? And how did the angel talk to John? Because this is God's word, and somehow through God these men wrote these words of God. So who's the angel? So there's 20, I don't know, there's a couple of hours of entertainment here. It looks like, when I say entertainment, not in the crass sense, in the literal sense. It looks like Jesus is back. There's lots of red writing, which is good. So what I've learned about Revelation is that it says here that John, the revelation of Saint John the Divine, somehow Jesus gave John, maybe before he was crucified, I don't know. But anyway, it's been fantastic so far. It started back at when I got here at camping, even before I started Ephesians. Went through Ephesians, Philippians, Thessalonians, Timothy, Hebrews is in there, Titus, Hebrews, Peter, there's a Timothy there, I think I'd already say that. It all got a bit confusing. All these names, Peter, and then John. Second John was interesting. Got a lot of Second John. That was pretty in your face, just honest, as it all is. Non-contradictory. It's really good. It's great. Can't believe I didn't get into it. I can't believe I didn't get into it earlier. We all know why we didn't get into it earlier. In my case, it was just ignorance, I guess. I just didn't occur to me. I thought the earth was a ball and all this bullshit. And all that has led me here. How wonderful. And my firewood. That's all the shit I got with the axe. That's the stuff that's really going to come into play for dinner tonight and breakfast tomorrow. Got the fire ready to go tonight. It's good. Almost out of power of this. You wouldn't believe it. I just forgot I even had the camera. Turned it on, sure enough, 25%, even though I charged it before I come. The two iPhones I brought up, yeah. Charge them up before I come, turn them on, they're dead. I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Still got a little bit of juice left, and if I run out, it's not the end of the world. Just can't do videos anymore. Alright. I sincerely believe this is the Satan bird. There it is. It's only turned around because I've turned around to look at it and I've put the camera on it. And there it is, just prancing all over my eskies. And I'm up to 1 John chapter 4. And this bird, and it is just profound, this shit, and this bird just rocks up again. There it goes, just does whatever the hell it wants. The Currawong bird. They're all harmless. None of them attack. This one, it's got personality. I'll try this. Come on. Come on. Come on. I can give you a pat. I can give you a nice big pat on the back. Come on. Up here. Come on. Come on. He hasn't been this close before. This is new. Come on. This is a bit bizarre now. I'm glad I'm not. That's more with the reaction I get. Come on, mate. I thought we're getting somewhere. He's been like this the whole time I've been here. Just relentless. Taking me away from the Bible. And I know which one it is. There's like 3 or 4 of them here.
It's probably very small, but it's as many as I've seen at a time. This one, there he goes. See me? Picked up that crumb. Gotcha, he says. He flies off to his next adventure. Anyway, back to John. A couple of pigeons. What? He's walking very fast. And walking very, very fast. There he goes. There's another one. There he goes. Here we go. This is how they roll. It's the currawong. Currawong's back. Don't know if I'm getting him there, am I? I've gone back to my camera. I forgot that I packed my camera for this trip, and it takes videos, so that's good. The currawong is in that tree there, the first branch. So that tree there. There he is. On the stuff. Two of them. And here's more. There's 3 currawongs now. All the pigeons are doing something. Oh shit. Holding their beaks together and maybe it was the same as the Dutch people this morning. They left that bloody tent over there that stinks. The goanna was at it before, so I assume there's nothing in it. What they had in it, I do not know. Just smells of off meat. Turns out this lady over here, she went for a bike ride. She got solar panels, she's got the whole lot, she's got it sussed right out. The pigeons are gone, and by the looks of things, so is this video. Here comes the goanna. On the suss for food. I think it's about, I don't know, with that tail it'd be probably 3 feet long. Yeah, it'd be a difficult putt at golf, that. It come up to my tent last night. I'd already been introduced to it, and it appears harmless. Just wants food. When I went for that bushwalk before, he was all over my campsite. As soon as he saw me, he just scurried off. That's what happened last night. I saw his claw and I just got out of the tent, and as soon as he knew I was in there, he was out of there. I reckon foxes are like that. Here's the bush turkey, grandly announcing itself. The birds were going mental here this morning. When I was reading Romans, they were just going off. They were just all here. I'm hoping to get them on film. There goes the bush turkey chasing the goanna. Just touched the goanna's tail. They're fascinating here, the animals. Here comes the goanna. He's just in there. See where he goes. It looks so menacing, doesn't it? Like I can't get comfortable with it around. It just looks so strong. I'm thinking of throwing some bread out. I did that a few days ago and the bloody currawongs just pigged out on it. 8 bits at a time and shit. It could be on its way unless it's being really tricky as it is. It's very, very tricky to go out and going up around the long way so I don't see it. I think that's what it's doing. Stand by for some more goanna, couldn't it? Here it comes. That's what I'm up to. First Peter. I think it's going. It's off on its next adventure. There's people down here. Those people. They're just leaving. They put that tent there and it stinks. Raw meat. Yuck. She's leaving. Who knows that cart's been there all day. All the currawongs on the goanna. Something going on here. Goanna's like, shut the fuck up. The currawong devouring the piece of bread I just gave it. It's causing angst with all the other birds. The fact that the currawong's got a piece of bread. This one. I wanted to show this one. First branch on the left there. Oh, right. There it is. Oh, it's just crazy noise. There's another one rustling up behind me here. All because the currawong has got the bread and it just is triumphant in its victory. And it's just driving the other birds completely and utterly mental. The currawong at its closest. That's my foot. That's the table I'm sitting at. That's my foot. So this may be the last video I do of my camping trip. This device is down to about 10%. I decided I might try and make a video or two this morning instead of watching TV before I went to bed last night. Every other device now is flat. Oh, I hope you heard that. It was a nice gulp. It was just me finishing my coffee. That's my fire. It was just going better than this a minute ago, but it's still going all right. That's what probably need to get the camera out and do this video now. I've decided to go home because when I bought the air mattress at Big W before I left, I got it home and you need a vacuum cleaner to inflate it. And I know that's all the go, and my proper air mattress I got at home's like that, but I don't know, I would have thought for 20 bucks you could blow it up with air. I mean, how do you mean to take it camping? But anyway, so I couldn't use that, so I've had to use a big old blanket I've got, and that's my tent. I don't know if you probably can't see it, but the tent, it's a metre high. I might do my last video when I leave here this morning. But it's really small, and I haven't been sleeping. I didn't really sleep that much last night, and I think it's time to go. I think it's time to go home. I've had a good time, and I've had a great time actually. I didn't think I could enjoy something like camping so much, but I did, and I think I'll be back. I think I'll have to buy a better tent for next time, but I'll definitely be back to do this. It's been really interesting to see the area, the other campsites. People just come and go. Nobody stayed any longer than 3 days. Nobody else. A whole heap of people arrived on Friday, just after me actually. They started arriving. I got here about 10, and they started arriving at about 12. Paul over the way there, where that feral old tent that's still there. It's about 5 in the morning here. We've got poxy daylight saving though. But they arrived at about 12 o'clock, and then they just kept arriving. And I thought it'd stop, come Saturday, but no, they kept coming on Saturday as well. And a couple more arrived Saturday night. It was pretty well full here. If you're looking for a camping spot on Sunday morning, you would have to have got quite close to somebody, and I think that would be awkward. Definitely lots of campsites here, but you'd have to get close to somebody you don't know and just rock up next to their campsite, which would be a difficult thing to do. I don't know if I can do that. So I think if you come up on the weekend, definitely try to get here by midday on Friday. 4 at the outside. Monday, yesterday was, that white car up the top, it's still there. I saw the guy yesterday afternoon about 3 o'clock. He arrived, he had no shirt on, a pair of blue shorts, and went to his car, had a bit of a look around to see if anybody could see him, and then he ran back up into the trees. It's all a bit strange, that fella. The lady man with the solar panels in the van, she's still there this morning. Went for a bike ride yesterday. Epoxy tent, feral tent, it's still there. All the birds are waking up. That's what wakes me up when I hear the kookaburras. It's a nice way to wake up each morning. That's why I'm up. I'm an early riser. I go to bed about 7 o'clock, and I go to bed about 7 o'clock at night. It's the afternoon here now because of bloody daylight saving. Yeah, so it's been interesting to see all the various people come and go. The Bible, I got to Revelation. I started the first chapter of Revelation, and I got to candlesticks and the like, and I thought this is quite a change from the rest of what I've been reading. And I thought, no, I might attack that with a fresh mind. I think the Revelation, I don't know, I'm in two minds now how to read it, whether I can, because I really have missed, whereas I've read it, and I know this is modern technology and the like, but it's extra translation too, just to know what these words mean. They're critical words at times, and you don't know the meaning of it. I think with Revelation, it'll be interesting. I don't know, do I just read it straight through on my own to start with, like I've been doing the rest? That's what I'm inclined to do. Or do I read it and have my phone next to me, and one of these words comes up, you can define one of these words as you go, because a lot of the other scripture hinges on the meaning of these words, don't you? And your interpretation of it and the way it applies to your personal life, and how you have to overcome a sin affliction. And at times affliction you were born with, at times you've got to get through that with your walk with God, because it's about God. It's not about you, that you are the flesh. It's about God and your spiritual walk with God. I think I'm starting to get all this stuff, and that's why I am where I am, because I know I get this stuff, and I come from a really difficult place of learning what I learn about the world and how it all operates. And if ever I have any sort of questioning of my faith, that's always my backstop. Is I go back and I go, well, how did you get here? And all that's real. So Jesus has to be real too. And the truth at times is harder to find and harder to explain, and you need to be patient. And boy, did I need to be patient. And I think God's testing me in numerous areas right now, and this trip's been quite helpful, quite helpful in me trying to uncover why I'm being tested. Because at times it's a real test. I think most can attest to that. But anyway, as I say, it's probably, I don't know how long this video's been, but it's probably around about 5:45 now. I can't see the moon. The moon's a waning crescent. I saw it the other morning, and I got a photo of it, but it seems to still be in the real north, in the northern sky. Is that it there? What's that down there? It seems to be in the northern sky again, as the waning crescent often is. I can't see it, but I saw it, I think, on Might have been my birthday. I saw it on Sunday. It appeared to be around about 25%, 25% illuminated, I reckon. So I would say it probably goes new on Thursday. Today being Tuesday, so it's probably just risen and it's very, very small. So we're into the new moon, and I think what better way to send off another moon to spend a few days like this. It's been great. I remember as a kid I just wanted to go after a day or two, and every holiday I've had I've cut short, but I've just loved this. This has just been so good. It's been so serene, and it'll be good to get back home. I'm looking forward to a shower. I've been taking 3 bottles of water down just into the bush and getting in the nutty, taking my soap, use 1 bottle of water to get wet, and then you apply the soap, and then you sort of use the other 2 bottles of water to get all the rest off. But you sort of need to use one as you're showering as well, and you can't be getting all the soap off properly, so I've probably got all the soap all over me as well. So looking forward to having a nice big long shower and then cleaning up and putting everything away, because I'm one of those people who do that properly, because I hate looking for things, and I hate things having to be addressed when you need to leave to when you go to the next time, and if you don't clean up properly it attracts shit. So I clean up properly. So that'll be today. I'll be just cleaning everything up and making sure that if anything's broken, that I either go and replace it, or I just know it's broken, and make sure everything's cleaned up, put away properly, so when I go next time I can know where everything is. This is just how I roll. It drives me crazy sometimes. Being proactive can absolutely drive you mental at times, because when other people aren't proactive, oh boy. And then when things roll out as you knew they were going to, because you're proactive, and others aren't, you just go, but in other ways it can drive you mental, because you're sort of always looking for the future a little bit sometimes, and it can become overbearing. But anyway, so I'll try and do another video if I've got if I've still got battery power on the way out. I don't know how I'm going to do that while I'm driving. You're not supposed to, but with me with rules, I understand that rule, but I just want to do this one time. So if I can and I feel it's safe enough, I'll do it as I'm driving out. But if not, if I can't do that, this will be it on a remarkable adventure. The birds aren't here yet. The goanna come back again here yesterday. Close on what's been a fabulous adventure for myself. I'm really, really glad I've done it, and looking forward to a nice long hot shower. So it's home time. Just leaving the campsite now. I had a bit of trouble putting out the fire. Used water and it's not smoking yet, so I'm satisfied it's out. And now we've got to drive along dirt road like this. That's that lady, man. So I can't work out whether it's a guy or a girl. I don't suppose it matters, but so what I'm going to try and do, power permitting, is once I get off the beaten track, which is about 10 k's of road, sort of, it's like this, about this for about 10 k's. I'll see if I've got enough juice in this, and when I get back to the tar roads, I'll do one last video for my camping trip. Yay! Okay, so we're down to 2%, so this video will probably cut out, no doubt. That's my car beeping because I haven't got my seatbelt on. Modern cars, they beep for everything. It beeps when I've got the keys in the ignition, but the stupid thing doesn't beep when I've left my lights on. Modern day and their safety shit. Anyway, so we're back down to civilization. This is a place called Martinsville. From what I can gather, it's just a 2-shack town on a road that leads up to the Waterton Mountains. This is the sign where when I drove in on Friday, there was a sign under that where it said, no, fireman can't have a fire. I looked at this, like, you've got to be kidding. And the man said to me later that it's the first one in 6 weeks that we'd had. I was going to turn around this, but I can't sort of see how to do it because it's basically dead, I think. Just wanted to sort of just recap the trip, just thinking about, the Bible. That's the road that leads up to it. Just the Bible, and just Hebrews was amazing, and James just rocked my world, and I just got through so much of it, and I've been meaning to do it, and now that I've started doing it, I feel I could start reading it a heck of a lot more. Is that the one I pressed there? Yeah, just start reading it a hell of a lot more. So it's a great experience. I can't wait to hook into Revelation. I'll hopefully start doing that this afternoon. Seen the people come and go. I love that. The guy, Paul, he came over to me. He was the only person that approached me. It's funny, his name's Paul while I'm reading the New Testament, the middle part of the New Testament in particular. Yeah, he didn't appear to do it to anyone else. He was the only one that came up to me. His name was Paul while I was reading the New Testament. I don't know. Is this how Jesus works? I don't know. Who knows? And the bushwalk there yesterday, just zoning out. Yeah, watching the people come and go, the bushwalk, and how could I forget those birds? That currawong, oh my goodness. And then that bluebird, it was a big heavy thing. It had a thud when it landed. It was there again this morning. And you can see the car. Check out the back window. So that's all the stuff I'll be getting into today. I'll have to do all the cleaning up. It's all the stuff in the car. It's just packed solid, and I couldn't get the tent down. I'm hopeless at that sort of stuff, and I couldn't get the tent down. So it's just there. It is there. It's in this big plastic bag. Just all just dumped in the garage. Even though what I said before, but it's still organised. You can still use it easy next time. I just can't get it back into that bloody box. So yeah, drive home. So I come into the inevitable tailgater coming up behind me, and it's like, and I'm just doing the speed limit because they put the speed limits there for their own safety, don't they? You think back to what I was talking about a couple of days ago about the whole Jimmy Savile thing. All the surveillance stuff and all the speed limits and all that, it's not for our own safety. It's just out to get us. That's all they want. They just want to get us. They just want our money. They just want to find us. I want to just flip this camera around, but I can't sort of see how I can do it. I don't think I can do it. So I might just turn around there. Oh, there it is. There's my... I haven't had a shower in 5 days, head. Yeah, so it was nice to hear my favourite songs on the car stereo again. That was good as well coming home. That dirt road where I stopped at up before, it's about 8 k's coming down on that dirt road, and it could get it's a pretty good road. It's a pretty decent road for a dirt road, but it's those parts where it just goes wavy, like it waves sort of. I've got to go down because it's about 20 k's, because I've only got a little Mazda 2, as you can see. It's probably not made for that sort of thing, but it did brilliantly the car. What a great adventure that was. I'm really glad I did that. It was a sort of spur of the moment type thing. Just wanted to be my own, just get away from the Wi-Fi soup there for a while, and you can definitely feel the difference when you're not surrounded in Wi-Fi. There's a tangible difference that you can't sort of explain it, but there's a real difference when you're not among it. It's interesting. The Bible was just incredible. Hebrews was amazing, and James. I just can't get my head around how much I got out of James as well. The 3 John books, particularly 2nd John, was pretty special. It was nice that was part of the whole point of the trip, was to get up there and do the Bible, do some Bible reading, and I'm glad I did that. But it was interesting to see all the people come and go. Nobody stayed for any more than 2 nights. And that Paul guy, it was interesting, his name was Paul. As I was reading the New Testament, the middle part of the New Testament, there was this guy called Paul. I don't know. He said how Jesus works, I don't know. Who knows? But I certainly got a lot of it done. There's people having a root. That was interesting. Root. They were having a root, and she was going off. He was a bit more subdued, but she was loving it. The birds, how could I forget the birds? That bloody currawong, and that big blue one just goes thud when it lands. It was clearly it ruled the roost, and that currawong was just obsessed with food. And it's like
its brain, its head was like a filing cabinet with every piece of food where it went. It was incredible yesterday. It just knew I'd drop anything and it was just, as soon as I moved, there it was. It just knew it. On the fire, it just, I deliberately left some food on the fire last night after I went to bed, and you could hear him just going off. He's getting all this food out of the fire. Crazy birds, crazy birds. Oh, well, that's it. That's my camping adventure all over. Wish me luck in getting unpacked and getting all this done. It's been great. I'm glad you got to the end, and I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. Bye bye.